to the promised land, man.
It should be recording. Yeah, it's recording.
Oh, it's recording now?
Alright,
Are we good? Are you scared? Yeah, we go.
Hey, we're here.
Hey, that's our new format intro. Every time we're gonna get a new theme song that one of us has to write on the spot.
Yeah. Well, no, that was the. Oh God, that was supposed to be the intro song we've been doing. So.
Oh shit, was that?
Wait, hang on.
You give Chris too much
One,
credit.
mine was so bad, which I believe, I can believe my rendition was bad enough. But two, you just don't know what the intro.
I did not place that tune as what I was picturing was more of a like a piano kind of a. Well, I mean, our intro does have, but it was more like a do 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 do. Anyway,
like slapstick kind of.
Yeah, a little vaudeville tune. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, okay. Once I can figure out how to safely record stuff, I'm gonna try to bring back slapstick. I think the time is now.
I think that America's ready.
I've been talking about it for the past year or so, but I feel like the next step of all this like absurdist and like existential humor and just plain observation is slapstick.
Hey guys, do you want to watch me try and pick something up, but it's just so heavy? I keep falling dang over.
I'm talking Three Stooges level, turning around with a plank of wood,
and
like dodging.
I was making soup, but I accidentally put glue in it, and then all those fancy ladies got spoons and stuck in their mouths.
Cake, wasn't it cake?
It was cake. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
See, it was at the high society. See, people never believe that I've watched all these old things.
There's value in those things.
Yeah. Who doesn't believe you?
Who's being
Chris,
such a dick?
It's people who didn't grow up with me.
Okay.
It's people. I feel like they don't care.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't think I'm smart enough to like these old things.
What's wild to me is it's really because sometimes you do come across. I'd say in person it's less common, but on the internet. There is a weird number of people who want to give a shit about things I can't imagine anybody like. Did you really do blah blah blah? Have you really? Did you watch the uncut version of Did
you watch the 5 different versions of Blade Runner?
Exactly.
I did.
Do you know which one's correct? I know which one's correct.
I got the correct one on VHS and DVD and Blu-ray. You don't see me fucking bragging about it like some idiot.
Because we're grown adults. We don't have things to prove to people.
Yeah. I don't need to write slapstick to know I'm smart.
Come back, you guys.
I'm just gonna do the Lucille Ball with Harpo. Not Harpo. Was Zeppo the one with the horn?
Yeah, Zeppo.
God. I know this. Hang on. I think you're right. I think it is Zeppo.
Zeppo with the horn, and then they do like the mirror act, and then he has on a string, and yeah. Anyway, he tricks Lucy. It's very funny, guys.
It's gonna turn into me doing a Shirley Temple tap dancing routine
with an elderly man on a staircase. Oh.
Look at me coming down singing "Animal Crackers" in my soup.
And then you start flossing.
Oh my god! Listen, trademark, register trademark. Nobody take this like
it's Chris just flossing at the Nuremberg trials.
Oh my god!
That's what he should have done. They should have just started flossing and dabbing when they had like their crimes read to them.
Well, Chancellor, I can't lie. Those moves are too sick. Adjourned.
Oh, you thought I felt bad? Bam, dab on it.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, yeah.
It's coming back. But yeah, welcome to whatever episode this is.
That's a tradition right there. Chris can't figure out what episode.
Oh, hey, Call Me Applespot is streaming on Twitch right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter for the podcast that's gonna come out like tomorrow.
Hey,
No,
if you're listening right now, you missed it. Sorry.
Who's that, you ask? Yeah, it's fine.
I think they're playing Sunless Sea now. Oh no, they're playing Dark Souls. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, go check out Call Me Apple Spot. It's very relaxing streams.
Mm.
I like them.
I always feel like a douche when I'm in the chat.
I do too, because I feel like I have to keep saying something.
That or like if you know, it's like everyone's having a good time, you come in trying to tell a joke and it just ruins the mood.
And that's the other thing, right? Because like you feel like you have whatever you put into that chat, it has to be funny.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yeah, because you're not doing the conversation thing since you stream yourself. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
It's weird. Anyway. Welcome to the Halloween special, the spooky edition.
Are you guys spooked yet? Did you feel that when I did the Nuremberg trial thing? That's scary.
No, that was very.
I just want to sort of apologize for this year's Halloween stuff we were gonna do, in that there was no time.
Yeah. There was actually no time.
Yeah, I've barely been home like the past month or so, and like
just been hitting the old salt mines, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Fucked up my hand. Like that's real. That part's real, by the way, which is why Twitch streams haven't been happening lately. But we'll talk about that. Anyway, I think we should, because we're kind of on a tight schedule. What the fuck is my phone going off about? Anyway, we're on a tight schedule, so let's just get into it. Let's just get into things we've watched.
I'm very excited.
Talk about we got some stuff.
Who wants to jump off? Nick, do you want to jump off? Chris, do you want to jump off? Who wants to?
I'll go first because I know immediately what I want to do.
Go ahead.
All right, so I finally caught up to Curb Your Enthusiasm. At the very least, I've watched 10 seasons.
I'm very excited for you. Oh my god.
What conclusion have you come to with Larry's actions?
Yes.
He's right, and I don't get it. I don't get the show. I'm just watching because I agree with Larry, and I want to hear what he has to say.
I don't see where the humor is. I find it all very forward thinking.
I think we talked about this last episode because I had just started it.
Mm-hmm.
And Larry's always crazy, except for when other people are way crazier.
Yeah, you just have to out crazy that person, and you're sane.
Exactly.
Like, oh my god. I don't even know where to begin, dude.
May I begin when he gets fatwad? That was a solid plot line.
That was a solid just running gag.
Oh my god. He gets in a duel with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Dude, Lin-Manuel Miranda plays such a fucking asshole. Like in that season.
Oh my god.
It's fucking great.
You let swingers into my house? They like to entertain people. I told you they were fun.
I told you it'd be fun.
Oh man.
Oh my god. I think that one of my favorite plot lines is, I don't remember what season. It's the Spite Store. Is that 9 or 10?
Yeah, that's the very last season. Well, that's the last season I watched.
Okay, yeah.
Just the whole and because like Curb Your Enthusiasm has gotten like sort of legendary, and well, I would argue legendary right now for TV shows.
Yeah,
it gives an excuse to have all these celebrities.
Yes,
like on, but I like. Whereas like a lot of the times that becomes kind of ham-fisted. This is just straight up. Oh, every guest celebrity on here is supposed to be like super spiteful and like petty.
Yes.
They're starting spite stores.
I mean, I've already won an Oscar, so I feel like opening this Spite Deli, it's really the next thing for me.
Or just Mila Kunis opening hers and being like, "Oh yeah, we don't do a bunch of this stuff here, but all I got to do is Outlast."
Oh my god, that's right. I didn't outlast them. That's.
Oh god, if fucking Sean Bean with the exotic bird store.
Just being a grizzled, the man you expect him to
just
be.
being Sean Bean.
Yeah, yeah.
Sean Bean, one of the best actors ever, and like, he's just like leaning up. He looks so tired with these fucking birds.
He's so angry. Yeah, it's amazing. That's also the season where, if I'm remembering, because it's a hot button show, they really tackled the feel of the moment, where his agent keeps getting mistaken for another person from Hollywood.
Yeah,
and so
for Epstein.
Yeah. So every time he's out with his agent, he's like, "You're fucking disgusting."
Yeah.
And just people just hating them publicly is
just hating Jeff Garlin, and like
it is very funny. So one last one we've got to touch on, which is, so there's an episode, I think it's called The Big Goodbye. So he's like, there's someone he doesn't want to hang out with who keeps trying to initiate it.
Yeah.
And so he gives them a big goodbye, a very big production of a goodbye, still doesn't get rid of him. And then he comes upon the idea of, what can I do that would make people not want to be near me?
Oh, and the MAGA hat.
And then he starts wearing a MAGA hat in public so people just don't talk to him or address him directly.
Or that biker is just like, "Oh yeah, what's up, man?"
Oh yeah, he like cuts off a biker and it looks like it's gonna get bad. He puts the hat on. He's like, "Hey, try and be careful, guy. We gotta look out."
We need to stick together. No, that episode was actually really good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some excellent work.
And that episode's like even more wild, because I've always talked about how like my dream is just to have enough money so I can go live in a cabin in the woods with high-speed internet. And then that's like, and then that hat thing is like a possible road that if I was like just fucked up enough,
if you had no like self-consciousness at all, like you were like, I don't care how people perceive me in any way. Yeah, okay.
That would be a great way for yourself. But here's the thing: it's self-isolation, but then also like other people are gonna start seeking you out.
That is the problem. Is it's going to drive away most people, but not all people, and you really don't want to attract those people into your life.
Yeah, and they're gonna try to be like real clingy with you because there's no one else, and like,
it's yeah.
And what's his friend's name? Why do I forget now?
Yeah.
The guy who looks like the Grim Spectre of Death in the last two seasons.
Huh? The stand-up comedian with the black blazer. I think his name's like Dennis or something like that.
Hang on. Because here's the thing. I used to watch him like back in like high school, and I thought he was hilarious, but like I didn't know what he was doing. I had completely forgotten about him until I watched this show, and I went, "Oh, that's what he's fucking doing.
Yeah,
that's what he's been doing for the past 10 years.
Getting a real good check, man."
Yeah.
Here's something I didn't know. It's not even just been 10 years, like, because he like will take years off.
Oh yeah, it's been 2000. It's been 20 years.
Yeah, it's been 20 years since Curb was on TV. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah, dude, it's one of those shows where like every season it comes out, it's like, okay, it keeps going. It's like Always Sunny. Like you don't realize how long that show's been going.
Yeah, well, it takes years off in between, like sometimes 4 years.
So when it comes back, you're like, oh shoot, it didn't get still going.
I thought the show got canceled. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's still funny.
It's very funny.
And then it's cool to see people in there, and you're like, wow, that must have been before they got that like particular person got real big.
Oh yeah.
And like so there's like a real who's who in there.
Because I remember Colbert is in like season 1 or 2 or something like that.
I think he's in the season where Mel Brooks puts him in the producers.
Oh, okay.
Which why I fucking love that season. I think. Oh my god, just fucking Ben Stiller being kind of a prick.
Being a real asshole, and then oh my god,
but Larry kind of deserves to be treated that way by Ben Stiller.
Like, oh, Larry deserves it constantly. Yeah. Yes, Larry's a Larry telling a blind man that his girlfriend's not that hot.
Yeah,
it's such a fucking mean-spirited. She's really beautiful, huh? Yeah, she's nice. She's nice. She told me she was a model. I mean, maybe. I don't know, man. She's nice.
Dude, that fucking guy.
That guy.
Making him move all this stuff.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think like, and then there was one actor in there that was like, who the fuck is that? I know him from something. And it's like Bob from That 70s Show.
Oh, oh yeah, wow, okay.
I was like, whoa, that's what he was fucking doing?
That's
Eric Andre's in one episode. He's the coffee guy.
Yeah.
He's like like the bean guy?
No. He gets coffee for when they're filming the Seinfeld reunion.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
And like, he has one line though. He has one line.
Okay.
But that's him. Like
the bit in that season where they do the Seinfeld reunion, where Marty Funkhausen walks up to Jerry and is like, "I got a really funny joke. You're gonna love it." And they build it up as Jerry's a professional comedian. Don't worry about it. And he just tells like a really gross, disgusting joke, and it's just Jerry Seinfeld laughing intensely for a really long time at this dumb, stupid joke. Oh man, it's what a time.
Bobby Lee shows up. I think he's like his fucking bookie.
Oh, that's right. He steals his dog. Steals his neighbor's dog. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, I do remember that.
Is Bobby Lee the guy who pooped his pants on Hot Ones?
Oh, did someone do a poop on the Hot Ones?
I think he was the guy. Was that confirmed he actually did, or what?
Yeah, he actually did.
Because I knew he used to have a bit on Mad TV where he would do it.
No, he looked Sean in the eye and pooped his pants.
What?
It's called commitment, Nick.
Gee.
Oh my god, I can't find the fucking...
You can't call it commitment if it has to happen.
You can't. I mean, it did. Was it? He looked Sean in the eyes and he was like, "Listen, this is gonna happen. You're here with me.
He's like,
we're here in this moment together."
It's too late now, and he closes his eyes and then, like,
oh no.
No, it was literally because it was just all the spice was going to his body, and then.
I mean, that messes you up. Yeah.
Oh, it does. Yeah, if you're not used to it, it can totally fuck up your intestines.
I mean, were you okay after your hot wings experience? Like, I would imagine. Yeah, you remember when, I don't remember how many years ago this was, but you got your picture on a wall?
Oh, that was Chris. I was fine until, like, I took my first dump, like, the next day. And then that was, like, the first time I had ever experienced firehole.
Just reliving the trauma on the other side. It's just, yeah.
But after that, I haven't had anything awful.
Okay.
Because I eat spicy foods all the time, and like I always tell people, like I'm a leaker, like my eyes, which sounds way worse than what the term.
Because you have to clarify.
Like tears come out of my eyes, and maybe I'll get a little snot nose.
Right.
But like I'll get through it, and and still love eating it.
Sure.
It'll just look like I'm having a bad time.
Okay. I get you.
Like, if you look at me while I'm eating, like, really spicy stuff, it looks like I'm torturing myself and dying.
Like someone should lean over and say, "You don't have to prove anything to anyone."
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
And then I would just go, this is the only way I can be happy.
Okay.
you can handle your heat too?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I'm kind of the same way where it's like I just need a box of tissue with me. I mean, I'll still enjoy it, but I
A lot of
naturally like
napkins. Yeah.
it's all for me. It's like it's all in my nose, so
Yeah.
I just have to have a box of tissue with me, and if it's spicy. No, I remember Chris for that one for the photo thing. He said the issue was that because the wings just came out of the fryer, so
That's the hardest part of
it was the
that
temperature,
challenge,
right? Like it was genuinely like hot to the touch.
And like I've talked to people who've worked at Buffalo Wild Wings who are like, yeah, dude, that's the part that actually gets people. Is that they don't, because they have to special make them, right? So they're not pre-made or anything. They're right out of the fryer. So they're hot as fuck.
Right. So they're actually like temperature wise, physically hot to hold.
Yeah. So what I did the second time I tried it, but I didn't succeed, is I would cut it. I would use like a fork and a knife, and I would start cutting and like making holes in them to let out all the steam.
Okay.
Otherwise, they just explode in your fucking mouth.
Right.
But that didn't work. So like, what do I fucking know?
Hey, that's the effort. There's a hustle. You looked me in the eye and you said, "I'm gonna shit right here." Like we're committed to this.
No, but I do agree that if it wasn't for the temperature, Chris could have easily killed it. Like even now, I do think he would just easily like do it because we're used to that spice now. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like the physical temperature of like it was actually hot to touch. Like,
I dig it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Chris, what else are you doing?
Richard Lewis is the comedian.
Oh.
Richard Lewis. Oh, the bit of Richard Lewis meeting Larry and Jerry for lunch.
I'll push the mic away.
Oh my god! And just them being like, "Oh, you want him to sit over there, so you can have the luxury suite of a whole booth to yourself." Of course, I want the luxury suite.
And like, I didn't know that's what he's been doing.
Yeah.
I was like, I always wondered what happened to him.
Oh man.
Whoa, he's the voice of the Golem in The Simpsons for Treehouse of Horror.
Oh.
That's fucking wild. I didn't know that. Anyway, so one, I think I say this with love. I think Richard Lewis is genuinely hilarious. And he's one of those guys I think is naturally funny.
Yeah.
Like you hear him talk and like that's just who he is.
Like Brian Regan or like Jim Gaffigan, like
they just have it off the cuff, a natural way about them.
Yeah. They just happen to have a mic in front of them.
Yeah. Sometimes. Having said that, in the last 2 seasons, Richard Lewis looks like the Grim Spectre of Death.
Okay.
It's all white hair. His skin's like even more pulled back because just being old.
Sure.
But what doesn't help is he wears these long black clothes. Like all the fucking time. I think you're right. The first thing I texted Ian was when I finished the show.
Richard Lewis looks like the Spectre that you did text that to me, and I think I was in the middle of eating something and I choked because it's true.
And I haven't used that term to describe anyone, like ever. But that was the first thing that came to my head, like as soon as I saw
him. Yeah, they're all getting older, guys. It was 20 years ago they started shooting that show, you know? Oh my god. I also like one last actor note out for that show. For me is gosh, what's that actor's name? Ted Danson?
Yeah.
Ted Danson is so good because he tends to, in my mind, he's playing against type. He tends to play very affable, very, likable people.
He's like the nicest person ever.
Exactly. And in this show, he is such a petty piece of shit.
Such a prick, dude. Like, and it's that kind of prick that, like, there's a layer. There's like like to most people he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But as soon as like something slightly irks him,
Oh,
it's just this petty, passive aggressive into full aggressive. Oh, it's great! It's great.
Just eat that pie. Why don't you eat that pie? I don't want your fucking pie.
It's kind of like John Mulaney in a documentary now when he was that director.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Or John Mulaney in Crashing.
Yeah, he just plays a complete asshole.
Dude, in Crashing, he seems like a psychopath.
Yeah. I have not Crashing. Where is that on HBO too?
Yeah, that's the Pete Holmes one.
That's
what I'm currently watching.
Pete Holmes one about him being like a Christian stand-up. I think I've heard a little bit about that.
Yeah, and it's just all about like, it's like a more, I guess, realistic take on like becoming a comedian.
Yeah.
Okay. I should check that out then.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. Well, so far it's funny.
Okay.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. So no, Curb's great. I'm late to the party, but Curb's great. What else is there to say about it?
What I mean, is there anything else that you've been looking at or is there anything else you want to say about Curb?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna transition into moving on. I will say, I fucking love JB Smooth in that show.
He's so funny.
I just like JB Smooth in general.
Mm-hmm. When a doctor calls social services because they think that JB Smooth is in an abusive relationship. What happened to your eye? Oh, I fell. I tripped. I mean, it's really my fault. I'm very clumsy. And he lives with you? I mean, I didn't ask him to move in. He just shows up, eats all my food. I mean, I don't know what to do with this guy. Love you, Larry. Yeah, I love you too.
Or just that quick shot of him arriving in New York, and it turns out he had drove all the way from LA. Yes. And the best part about that joke is there's never a close-up on the car, but what you do see, it's just completely trashed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's all this shit in like the dashboard, and like it looks so fucking filthy, but then they just move on from it.
Mm-hmm. No lingering.
No lingering. That's what happened to the car.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Nice.
Good show.
10 seasons.
What else? Well, this is one that me and Nick could probably talk about because I know you haven't seen it. I saw the first, because I think there's like 4 seasons now, but we've seen the first 30 episodes of Mao Mao, Heroes of Heart. Have you checked this out, Ian, or seen anything?
Completely unaware. So teach me, guys. What
I told you.
We started out watching it, and it was by Nick's recommendation.
Yeah, because I saw like random episodes on Cartoon Network when it was airing, and then I thought, damn, this is really up Chris's alley with humor wise.
And I had seen the bit where a Doorbat just yells at that kid for being a bully.
Oh yeah.
And I went, that's pretty good. I started watching it, I'm like, oh shit, this cartoon's genuinely funny. And it's cute, but also like has really good action scenes. Man, I wonder who made this. It's a Titmouse. It's a Titmouse joint.
Wow.
And I was like, shit, I just never caught on that Titmouse made this.
Is this show for, what would you say? Is this a teen-aimed show?
This is a kid show.
But a kid show.
It's like Wu-Tang. It's for the children.
It's for children.
Okay.
But like, I would argue, I think you would enjoy it.
Okay.
I agree as well.
Because again, it's got the Titmouse humor too that they do for kids.
Okay.
There's a lot of like, you think this is gonna be the lesson of the show, but then they do something shallow and like, or just super, like they rather go for the punchline.
Okay, I appreciate
the
that.
lesson, which is a breath of fresh air a lot of times.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's good for kids, probably not, but I think it's fucking funny.
Is it like So like a show like Strangers with Candy, like they would make fun of after school specials by having like an episode about doping, and then the end of the episode would be, I learned something today. Cheaters never win unless they don't get caught, in which case a lot of winners cheat.
So like early South Park.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I wouldn't argue Mau Mau's like early South Park, but
no, that's not what I mean.
Sorry.
It's that aspect of
Gotcha.
wrapping it up at the end.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, I think it was after the 20th episode. It was definitely when we were finishing it up on HBO Max, where Chris and I kind of agreed that Mau Mau is just a bunch of writers just messing with each other. You definitely feel it, especially in the voice acting, because a lot of the voices in there are the writers themselves or producers,
or like the director,
voice acting for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't even have credits like in any acting thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I'm trying to find her name, Lika Long, who is a Doorbat.
Best voice.
Is probably the best performance, straight up.
Okay.
And you think and you start out watching, you're like, oh, a Doorbat's gonna be that character who's funny for just yelling. But no, there's actual comedy, there's a craft to the yelling.
It's funny, I know.
Yeah, but but the yelling is so each one is so different and wild.
Yeah.
That's holy shit, she can just yell like that out anytime, or it's Doorbat's best character. She's so fucking funny. Okay. Doorbat, whatever that pink little monster thing is.
Oh god.
Okay, this sounds like a promising program. I'm getting intrigued. I'm getting excited.
Absolutely check it out, dude. Again, even just from an animation standpoint, it's fantastic.
Is it episodic, or is it something that would benefit watching in order?
No, you could just turn this on and let your brain kind of just go.
I mean, it's kind of like it's that kind of episodic where the first couple of episodes just set up the characters and you're just watching different situations.
Yeah, now so it is a cartoon. You've fallen in love with the characters, and now we're just gonna see them have awesome adventures.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe learn a few things along the way.
Okay.
But yeah, all the characters are great. Mau Mau's great. Balderclops is great. Doorbat, oh god, it's just a really fucking good cartoon, man.
Okay. All right.
I can't wait to watch more.
Be on my list. It'll be on my list.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Cool. Well, highly recommend.
Yeah, no merchandise at all, because Cartoon Network does not think it's worth
fucking
the
sucks, dude.
effort.
I want merchandise so bad.
Right? It's perfect. It's so perfect for plushes and toys.
I will wear a mask. I will wear a backpack. I will.
Yeah, dude. I would buy Mau Mau action figures.
Shit, man. I tattoo a doorbell on my chest. I fucking do
it.
I will get the bedspread and the matching fucking drapes.
I want bootleg Mau Mau stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's got a Doorbat with gang tattoos and a bandana.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it just says Thug Life.
Oh yeah, Cholo Mau Mau.
Nick, do you know who plays Bao Bao, the dog?
Who?
Chris Peronsky.
The CEO of Titmouse?
Yeah, he's the dog.
Wow. Dang.
That's pretty fun. That sounds fucking wild.
He plays a dog
named Bao Bao.
Yeah, Shiba.
He's friends with Mau Mau. And the villain Oranga Snake is great. All the villains are great. Everyone on that cast is awesome.
Yeah, even the side villains, you wouldn't think, but no.
Oh man,
yeah,
just the monster designs are fucking cool.
Yeah, they're actually super unique. I was actually really surprised.
Yeah.
They're super angular and bright colors.
Yeah, so it's got that Titmouse touch, where everything's no, they let the people get creative with everything.
Oh yeah. I can't.
I appreciate the flexibility that I think that studio allows.
But I've always been I mean, if you've listened to this podcast long enough, you know I'm like super biased towards Tim Mouse, but they're probably my favorite Western animation studio.
Well, I mean, keep doing it right like that, and you get on people's good list. I don't know what to.
So everyone watch Mau Mau before it gets canceled, because every
I know, just
Tim
they can't
Mouse
never
show
finish the
gets
show.
Okay, so that Mau Mau, you were talking before about Lovecraft. You had gotten.
Yeah, I started Lovecraft Country. I think I've 6 episodes.
Okay.
And I think I just finished the Korean one.
Oh, tight. Okay, cool.
Which that episode is legit amazing. Like, I would tell people to just watch that.
Yeah.
And then if you like that, watch the rest of Lovecraft Country. But holy shit. No, that show, that's another one that's so far up my alley, and I didn't know I needed it to exist.
Yeah.
So I won't spoil too much because I know Nick's gonna check it out. So what I'll say is, like, kind of, it's a show definitely written by book nerds.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like 100%. These are fucking. Because then they make references to stuff and to certain books, and I'd be like, "You fucking nerd," and like,
I love it.
So every episode, there's an overarching story that goes throughout the season, but every episode is a different type of pulp horror, and which is fantastic. Which is why I said to Ian earlier, like, I have a hard time binging that show because I watch one episode, I'm like, man, that episode was so good, I'm just kind of satisfied right now. So I'll come back like next time I have time.
Yeah.
It's great. The acting, all the acting is fantastic. The horror effects are actually, like, they're better than I would think for like a TV show.
I mean, listen, HBO don't got to pay for dragons anymore, so that money's
true.
Going all kinds of places. Yeah,
that is true. It's a strong start. It's a very strong start to that series.
I'm just remembering what episode 1 and 2, because I feel like episode 1 and 2 is really what the pilot is. Like, it's a movie.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them is one thing, kind of, and then from there on you can kind of go as you go.
Well, the first one I would argue is the classic, like, trapped in a cabin horror thing.
Yeah, that's true. It's Cabin in the Woods, and then the second one is more of a gothic
cult.
Yeah, cult story.
That one's probably the most Lovecraftian one.
And that one takes most heavy. I mean, it's all based on the book, but that one is the most loyal to the book, Lovecraft Country. I'd say.
Yeah.
And I was very surprised what episode 3 would turn out to be in, like, 4. But I get to the South Korean episode.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
The blending of history and myth is.
Well, the whole series is a blending of history and, like.
Oh yeah.
I figure you kind of have to do that.
Like, shit, you got to know what Tulsa is. You got to know what sundown counties are. And, like...
So, guys, here's something wild. I just I found out. So, you know how The Watchmen had the opening episode set in Tulsa, Oklahoma during.
That's actually on my list. I'm probably gonna start watching it soon.
So it turns out they're reusing sets. Like, there's moments where they're like,
really?
"Oh no, that's the same." Like, Tulsa, their Tulsa is the same Tulsa.
I believe it.
It's like, that. I guess they like kept that on sounds, and it's not distracting anyway. This is something I found out after the fact.
It's just a cool little thing you notice, and like.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because in Watchmen, the movie theater is such a kind of big moment in that show, that the fact that the movie theater is also like, well, media is such a big thing in Lovecraft. The idea of it's not just the stories we tell, it's also how people perceive us or how we are read, or in that kind of way.
And it's everything about the story, the people who wrote them, and what that entails. Like, The fact, like, they make it a point where the main character is like, yeah, I read H.P. Lovecraft and loved that as a kid, and then my dad made me read like all the really racist stuff he read.
Yeah, which is like
you have to, everything's with this grain of salt, man. Like,
well, I mean, and then they have that conversation. This isn't a spoiler for you, man. Don't worry about it. But in episode one, you have that conversation with a woman on the bus about Edgar Rice Burroughs' Martian books.
Yeah.
And he's also the guy who wrote Tarzan, and he wrote that movie Disney spent a lot of money on that nobody watched.
What, Tarzan?
But no, not Tarzan. I was talking about John Carter.
Oh, fucking yeah. Okay, yeah.
That's the Martian Chronicles. Is John Carter. Yeah. So they're talking about the Martian Chronicles and the Princess of Mars and all this stuff, but like he's like, oh well, the main character in those stories is an ex-Confederate soldier.
Yeah.
And they then like have a discussion of, are you ever an ex-Confederate? Like, that's you know what I mean. And so the idea of I mean, basically, the story is reframing a lot of the ways in which genre horror not just even horror, because science fiction too, science fiction, horror, other stuff. How genre fiction sometimes treats certain people differently and kind of shitty, and it's like, let's recontextualize it. That's ultimately what the story is. It's recontextualize.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm dead. That was the
which I was going to say, which beautifully like sets up a frame for this show, in that they're recontextualizing everything and doing their own takes, and they're good. They're really fucking good episodes. Like, oh man, and you just get to learn so much about cultures and different horror stuff and like spiritual aspects. It's each episode is so fucking packed with stuff. It's awesome.
There's
I'm gonna keep watching, but like it's probably like I'm in love with that show right now.
There is something I'm very excited for both of you to see, and I want to kind of just tease you with this as an idea.
Yeah.
So one of the episodes that will happen later that involves Atticus's niece, the little girl. It's a story that is like several parts Stephen King's It.
Cool.
With several parts Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Shit.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, dude, that one scared me. It scared me really bad. Dude. It scared me.
Racial tension.
It was. Oh my god!
This show takes place in 1960s, like America.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
the Midwest. Holy shit! It's a good show.
Oh,
yeah.
And Nick, I remember making the joke to you because I think you had made like a Japanese like imperialism joke the other day, and I went, Nick, you should really watch Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
Oh no, I will.
Yeah.
I'm going through other stuff and like everything else.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll say like anything, it's just time.
Yeah, and because they bring up aspects of like the Korean War that like no one talks about.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think people talk about the Korean War much in America. Yeah. I don't think Americans think about that war.
And just how fucking complicated and fucked up it was. Like,
oh man, go ahead.
I mean, domino theory, man. Like that's a whole conversation on its own, isn't it?
Yeah, Nick. One of the opening scenes in that episode, or one of the first scenes in like the first half of the episodes, is when the Americans show up. They're driving through the streets in tanks, tossing out flyers saying, "Do not fear us. We've come to spread freedom."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That part. Wow. Okay. Shit.
You know what I'm thinking about happens like right after. It's a good.
That episode in particular is like, it's a bunch of like 9 on 10, like 10 on 10 episodes. That Korean episode, I'm in love with, dude.
Yeah, it's really good. It's very good. It's very good. I know that this is maybe not the best reference point, but that Goonies one, boy howdy.
Hell yeah.
I did that Goonies one. They did a Goonies.
They did do a good Goonies.
It had almost as much swearing as the real Goonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, so next episode, just to get the train rolling, we watched Close Enough, which is the creator of the regular show's newest show on HBO.
And so, what did you guys think? What was your impression?
So I've never seen the regular show. I've seen like little bits from it. I was told to watch it, but I've just never gotten around to it. It's good. It's funny. And that's the thing you kind of worry about for people making like, who started off in like cartoons and like, oh, I'm gonna try to make a more adult cartoon. And usually that the adult means like, oh, there's gonna be just more nudity and that's it.
Sure.
And it's not like funny or anything. No, Close Enough is like, it feels real, like at certain points.
It feels way too real at some points. Yeah. I agree.
To the point where I turned to Nick and I went, hey, is this like this guy's way of being old? And like,
are we talking about Logan's? Because that was the episode that fucked me up a little bit. Like, it was good.
Logan's did mess with me a bit, but I mean like throughout the whole thing, like the skateboarding one especially.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you're trying to teach a kid and you're too old to do those tricks now.
Yeah.
And you're just bad because you haven't had time.
Because you're an adult. You have other stuff to do.
You have other shit to do. You have... Oh, and what's her name? The mom. Like all her existential shit going on.
I mean, what I also really like was... So we're all three of us have seen it. We're good to talk about whatever.
Yeah, we're all caught up, right? So I guess spoilers for this first show, but really it's like, there's not real spoilers.
I mean, yeah,
it's not an overarching story. Each episode's its own thing.
Yeah, but the one thing that I was really delighted for, because I had only seen a little bit of regular show.
Yeah.
And let me admit, I prejudged. But I was proven wrong, and here's how. So regular show like is strikes me as like a show about people in their late teens through their 20s.
Okay.
Whereas Close Enough feels like people in their 30s looking forward, like to the end of their 30s.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Cable Guy was the touchstone of their.
True.
Of their generation, according to the main character. But that episode's fucking great, by the way.
That episode, I really like when his wife gets stuck in a sitcom world.
Hell yeah, that was great.
It's very good.
Training Day though.
Yeah, but the kid dressed up as Denzel Washington.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes.
Training Day.
The weird episode where like there's like a learning robot that they rent out from the primary school.
Yeah, it's like episode 2 or something.
Yeah.
But the Logan's Run episode, that one did get me a bit. They got me because a guy walks up and he goes, "Hey, you got any double IPAs?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck you, man."
Can I get your ID there, guy? Oh my God! Everybody
what happens to me. I'm very flattered.
Everybody over 30 must die. Oh my! And then like like that guy just explodes. He gets
Willy Wonka.
It's pulp. It's yeah.
You picked up on
liquefied.
Yeah. That whole bit, and then also like the capper of a punchline, which is, why would someone under 20 make a Logan's Run reference? How do you know that movie?
Dude, even I'm like, I've seen Logan's Run. I think I'm too young to know what Logan's Run is.
I think movie's all right.
It's pretty good.
I think it's on Criterion now, isn't it? Am I crazy?
Man, you want everything to be on Criterion.
Okay, so by the way, look forward to the ending of this podcast where I have a Halloween Criterion related trivia.
Oh, okay.
And
what do we
talking about circling back, it references every other Halloween episode we've done.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But yeah, the Close Enough is great. It's funny. The episodes are like interesting. And like I said, they hit pretty close to home, like a lot of time.
And then, I mean, this is maybe not for everybody necessarily listening, but the amount of detail that goes into the background work on that show, what really impresses me, because like, I'm pretty sure their house that they live in, like, you could find that place, I'm sure. Like, that's a real neighborhood, I think, in Hollywood somewhere, or South Hollywood, maybe.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we were talking about that, how like just places in LA.
Well, like they go.
Oh, I know that place. I know where that hill's at. I know.
Yeah, like there's the episode where they go to the fabric district or the fashion district, and it's like,
man, me and Nick, I love that whole bit of just being in the fashion district. But me and Nick were talking about it and being like, dude, it looks way too nice.
It does look way too clean and nice.
It looks way too clean. It looks way too nice. Not enough people are not enough stores are shut down because they go out of business after a month.
That's right.
And
that's true.
Where's all the tents on the street? Where's all the...
I should barely be able to hear him over the screaming. Like just people shouting indistinctly.
You have to walk in a single file line down these sidewalks. You can't.
Yes. Yeah.
It was way too nice.
Yeah, but it is
everybody hustling the main character.
Oh my god, yes. stupid white boy parrot. It's look, I got a parrot me.
What is it? Gringo Cabron.
Yeah. Wait, where'd all those cute kids go? There weren't any. We're filthy dwarfs that live.
They're just old people.
It's such a fucking weird, troubling joke, but it's very fun. That, along with the animals that could talk, is also, it's like, it's cartoony and funny, but also just real enough to be unpleasant to look at slightly. So, like, snake ear snake or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, that show's great. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great. It's funny. What else? What else do you want? Shove it in your eyeballs.
Get in.
It's got that Chris seal of approval for comedy.
Hell yeah.
Chris knows.
Oh, he knows. He knows
comedy.
Like.
Yeah.
I know comedy.
He'll tell you how.
I close my hand. I just tried making a fist and like I can't.
Shit.
No, anyway.
It's a good joke.
Yeah. So is that it? Is that everything I watched that we talked about from last? I mean, it's a lot, right? Yeah. No, I think that's it.
Well, what about you, man? What have you been doing?
Yeah, Nick.
All right, so before you
got an hour, we got less than an hour. Go.
I know, because you guys were talking about your writer.
Hey, man, you take up most of the time every other time, so like.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
No, I don't. Chris, I don't. It's literally you guys going off, and then ask Nick, what have you been doing then? And then now it's like, you need to hurry up.
Couple podcasts.
I'm interested in what Nick is doing.
I am interested too. I'm just saying, take too long. But go ahead.
Am I, or does it just feel like I'm taking? Because Because
no, I'm seriously, genuinely, no, I'm
to...
interested in what's up. What'd you watch?
Yeah, what's my thing?
I'm just fucking.
Yeah, well, I gotta stay in character. So yeah, so on Netflix,
yeah,
just whenever chance I got, just going through shows. I'll talk about the real one and then the joke one after. So the real one I'm going through is the documentary Abstract: The Art of Design. So essentially, it's similar to it's same people that does Chef's Table. So but now it's like interviewing people from like different designer backgrounds. So I'm going through the first season. I was like, oh god, 3 years ago, and yeah, so they have like one for interior design, photography, footwear design. Like they interview the founder of Chrysler and then how like he pioneered like the new sports cars and like self-driving vans. There is one I definitely want to highlight if you just have an hour to kill and you don't want to go through like 2 seasons of hour-long like documentaries.
Yeah.
I do want to highlight one of my favorite illustrators, Christoph Niemann's episode. That thing's legit fantastic. Not only because of his story, like his upbringing for design, but also just from a technical perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's about he started off doing covers for New Yorker, and then eventually does like a lot of like live sketches and stuff like that. No, I just really liked his take on like finding like being open about like interpretation of like his art and how like he would cope with certain things that way. And I don't know, it was just really interesting to watch. I think I haven't finished the second season yet, but it's much shorter. But yeah, I think that episode I would definitely highlight, similar to Chef's Table where it's the monk from South Korea. That one I would just recommend. Don't want to go through all the episodes, but yeah, that one was definitely my favorite with Christoph Niemann. Chance.
Niemann, who did the New Yorker stuff, how would you characterize his style? Is it kind of that like very simplistic, like very very sparse design that I'm picturing as a New Yorker style?
Like it's that? It's more of like how do I put it? It's definitely the like a lot of the art that came after the pop art. So a lot of like black and white, like letterpress kind of, a lot of straight lines, a lot of shapes. Yeah, it's tough to put into words, but that's really the best way I can describe it. At the same time, his watercolor stuff I love, but definitely a lot of negative space. Like it's very bare bones, but at the same time, there's like a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, but it's one of those things where unless you like kind of have a similar mindset or have like gone through or at least have an understanding of like the thought process for certain actions or feelings, it's tough to like find any appeal. So it's because
if you're
he
a
has
creative type like this, it's like Chef's Table, right? We're like, if you're a creative person, you'll get it.
It's kind of that, and I was gonna say it's more like if you're someone that has like the similar mindset in general in life, trying to like strive for like improvement in certain ways, and always having that self-conscious like part of you, or like having that like how to describe it, like too much self-awareness is the term used nowadays, I think. You're too self-aware. I don't know, it's weird to put into words such a very personal like story and like mentality that goes into not only art but like in how he kind of coped with certain struggles in his life. Like it's weird because like his story was the most personal compared to the other episodes. I mean, the other episodes are great, but his was like really like he like internalized like self-awareness to the max. The other one, right, the second one I'll probably recommend is Ruth Carter. She costume designed for Black Panther and
cool.
a lot of the ones with Spike Lee. She talks about like her like views on Afrofuturistic designs
Afrofuturism.
and futurism. Well, I was gonna say like, okay.
I was just gonna say I love Afrofuturism. It has some great, beautiful designs.
Yeah, so she kind of talks about the history about it and then her interpretation of it going into Black Panther, working with Spike Lee on Black Klansman. Then, yeah, I mean, those 2 episodes I probably recommend. Because now I'm feeling self-conscious that I have to speed up everything. Because now I think about those other episodes, and I know listening back to them, at most I talked for 20 minutes, but I know like the rest of the episodes each were like us talking about a bunch of things, and
Oh
I'll be
wait, are
like,
you
"Hey
talking
Nick,
about
can
the
you speak up?"
podcast?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
Well,
the.
Feel free. Like I'm not gonna interrupt you. You take your time, man.
Yeah,
you go for it.
go for it. Honestly,
Okay.
this is Ian's fault.
Okay, so I watched Fate series, right? Okay, so I'm going
Yeah.
through Fate Unlimited Blade Works, and that's the TV show. That's the sequel to the trilogy of visual novels. Did you get all that, Ian? Did you get all
I
that?
did.
Okay. All right. So I'll tell you right now. The show in and of itself, believe it or not, whether you believe me or not, or think this is a bit, I legit think is really good. I think it's a
Yeah,
really good
Nick told
show.
me this, and I thought he was fucking with me the
No, I'm
first
serious.
time.
Like,
What is it that's doing it for you as far as the show?
what makes my pee
What's
hard?
doing it for you?
What's
What makes
yeah?
what makes
What's
my pee hard? Good
yeah?
question.
That's right.
What's working?
What keeps the blood flowing? Let's see. I th- so the story itself is essentially they have a big MacGuffin of the Holy Grail, and they have a Holy Grail war.
Okay.
So the idea is essentially is kind of like Pokemon. No, it's actually more closer to Digimon, where they have like master and servant, and then the masters are like
Yeah, that's like the only aspect of Fate series I know of. Right?
yeah.
Is there's a guy, he's a guy, and he can summon them, right?
Mhm.
Well, it's not it's not necessarily a single person. It's more like like magicians in a modern time, or like people that practice involvement in magic.
Okay.
And then yeah, there's like no, it's like everyday life. It's just that some people just happen to be able to
Summon Thomas Edison.
summon Thomas Edison. They summon no, they summon the Limburg baby and they win.
Shut up. Hey, hang on. Is the Limber
no,
baby in there?
no, it's not in there.
That was just a big baby.
I know. Let me move on then. In that case,
All right. Hope it's some middle-aged dude. And it's like, no, that's what he lived his life as.
yeah. But no, that's the show where the redhead kid says people die when they are killed.
Yeah.
Where the meme comes from.
People die when they are killed.
People die when they are killed.
Yeah. Did you not know?
You know what? I guess I've never really looked at the studies. Wow.
But like, hang on, man. Let's think about this. What if they're spiritually killed?
Wait, with like an angel's knife?
No, they like, they become existentialist overnight. Like,
Oh, I see.
Or like, basically what happened with me and you, where there's nothing there anymore. We're hollow shells.
Sure. There's just a vessel.
I think the episode where
it's a thing that carries my brain from room to room.
I think the episode where Queen Elizabeth suplexes the main character in a high school.
What's the most obscure famous famous historical figure that you've seen on that thing?
So far it hasn't been anyone too obscure. It's more like if you know history or like interested in mythology, all of them are like not giant pulls. But I guess ones I thought were unique is anything involving like Egyptian mythology. So Nicotres, Scheherazade.
Okay, but that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the pulls aren't that elaborate, but
yeah.
What makes it interesting, or at least what I do enjoy, is that there's this really big self-awareness between all the characters of just how stupid this all is. I do like they do embrace just how silly this idea.
Okay, that's good.
A holy grail, yeah, like there's a holy grail war, and like really, I have to fight in this bullshit for my fucking family. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to do that. There's literally characters like, my family wants me, to keep the bloodline going and fight in this war, but I don't want to do that. Like, I kind of just want to be a doctor.
Why can't people respect my wishes? I don't want to be an elf. I just want to be a dentist.
You know what's really weird is that I think the way it looks, it gives off the impression there's a lot of the tropes you kind of get with anime or like cartoons. I can't spot one in this show yet that aligns with any of the tropes or like story beats you usually find. It's strangely, it's I guess what kind of kept me watching was just how unique and like specific these characters, a lot of the characters' traits or like their struggles were.
Yeah.
Because there is one of the main characters, her name's Rin. She is literally like was kind of born to fight in the Holy Grail War. Like she was born to fight and keep this lineage of her family of magicians going.
Right.
But literally first episode she says, I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of just want to do it just because I get bored real easily.
Okay.
Like when she like it's literally just opens. I was like, I got nothing else to do. I mean, I'm not good at school or I'm not really that athletic, so I'm just gonna keep doing magic shit.
Let me ask you one other thing about
Why
the show.
learn? Why improve?
Pretty great.
The ways in which it's subverting like all these anime tropes that you're looking for.
Pretty anime to me.
Does it feel like to you like this is just like a natural? Is it a natural consequence of like, oh well, it's just a very different story going on this different way, or does it feel? Do you get the sense that like the writers are like, we are hyper aware of these and we are doing the opposite of the thing they expect an anime to do?
No, I would say the former. It doesn't. I never felt like at any point it was out of spite.
Okay.
I again, that's just kind of what kept me watching was like seeing that these really unique takes on characters. Again, like what always sold me on Fate was the characters' interactions and like their development.
Yeah, I feel like for that kind of show, it has to depend on that, right? If you're doing historical figures.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to see your interpretation, and more so if you're gonna bring in a bunch, you want to see how fucking like I don't know Thomas Edison interacts with like Alexander Graham Bell or some shit.
Well, only one of them will survive. I can tell you that right now.
Only one will live.
Harriet Tubman.
Oh my God.
Harriet Tubman and
Is Harriet Tubman in there?
No.
Okay.
No one American. It's all European. You know how.
It's all European. Wait, you just said Thomas Edison though.
No, I didn't say Thomas Edison. You said Thomas.
I said Thomas Edison. Oh yeah, no.
I just never corrected you.
Thomas Edison was in the thing. Is he not?
Not in that show. I mean.
Maybe in the gotcha.
Yeah, probably.
Nick, when are you gonna play the gotcha now?
I mean, St. Martha's in there. She's like, she's in the gotcha.
If I type in St. Martha, is the Fate thing gonna be the first thing?
Do it. Find out.
No, look at that! Look at that! We're still, we're still in Bible country. All right.
Oh, thankfully, we're still in the Bible.
St. Martha Church in La Fuente.
Okay, well, on that note, the show's good. I don't know if you'll believe me or not, but yeah.
Where are you watching
so far?
It's
all on Netflix. They put most of Fate on Netflix, so good.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, that's what St. Martha looks like in Fate?
Well, shit. Now I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's fucking blasphemy if I ever saw it.
Which we gotta talk about which picture you're looking
at. I just typed into Google, man.
Because most of it's porn. Hang on.
St. Martha Fate image search.
Yeah, she's a punch girl.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. That
was a pure Spanish woman. You filed.
I'm agog. I'm aghast.
Clutching your cross around your neck right now.
Oh no.
Ian, calm down.
I'm gonna need a minute.
Oh, here we go.
So when are you gonna play the gotcha, Nick? When are you gonna play?
I don't think I want to put my money in my phone right now.
Coward.
I know.
Well,
I wish I wish I was at a point in life where I can just shrug and go, yeah, I wasted $1,000 on a JPEG.
Yeah, why not, right? Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Oh boy. What
else I've been
you
doing,
watching?
Chris?
Yeah. I want to know.
You want to know?
I'd love to know. I'd love to know.
You would like to know? All right, I finished one Q84. That was another thing I
Oh,
did.
dang.
Oh shit! Did that
it took a
happen
long
between
time.
now and the last episode?
Yeah. So in total, like 984.
Yeah.
If you don't count the
it's a
cover
big
pages.
Boy. I haven't read it because it's so long.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's fine. I believe you.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So, what's your overall findings?
So the thing is, last episode you asked me. Well, we were talking about because I was halfway through the book, and you asked me if it's too wordy or like the editor wasn't strict enough on Murakami. It was just Murakami like just spouting.
Yeah.
Point. I didn't agree with that at the moment because I was on book 2, like second part of it. Like most of the books are like 3 parts.
Sure.
Yeah, it definitely isn't towards the end of the book where I felt like where I kind of got that feeling of, okay, man, like I get it, but it's one of those things where like a certain event happens, and as you're in the moment of, oh shoot, like what's gonna happen next? As you're in that feeling, he kind of like dwells, like kind of goes on a tangent of this one highly specific thing, and it's like, as I'm reading it, I'm thinking, okay, but can we go back to the cool thing like you just happened literally?
Right.
Other than that, it's tough because I think these are my favorite. I would say this book has my favorite character development, like pacing wise.
Oh, yeah?
Seeing the characters like change and like interact with each other was just really fascinating to me. It's probably my favorite use of that the two plots like converging towards the end.
Yeah.
I think the payoff in this one I personally like a bit more than Kafka on the Shore. And I don't know, I would definitely have to reread Hardboiled Wonderland again for that feeling. But that's kind of like my overall feeling with the book. At the same time, yeah, the complaints I think are valid, but I don't think it personally affects me as much as a lot of the reviews say it does. But I guess again, what really made me stick towards the end was definitely the characters and like seeing and just change like and kind of like cope with like their choices and the sacrifices they're making to find their identity. And
at the end of the day, Murakami's like main focus in pretty much everything he's written are the people and like characters.
Yeah.
So that's where most of the work is going to go into.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the only thing I would say to the idea of like that, I didn't mean to come off in as accusatory to Murakami in any way, of course, but I think that when you are picking up an author for the first time, you kind of are dubious about those kind of digressions and things like that. But when you're kind of familiar with what they've got going on, and like, I don't know, for me, like if I'm really comfortable with a writer, I get to a point where I don't mind their digressions just because I like the idea of this is more time I get to spend in their little pocket of the world. But I think that it's probably what I would gather from that is this book is not the first Murakami people should read. This is maybe the fourth or fifth.
I think Wild Sheep Chase is probably one of the best ones to start with.
First novel.
Yeah.
Wild Sheep Chase, Norwegian Wood, After Dark, all solid jumping in points, I think.
No, I don't know if I would say After Dark.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe After Dark is a little particular.
I agree on the Norwegian Wood though.
I do agree, yeah. That and Wild Sheep Chase to Dance, 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 I agree.
Yeah.
The thing about 1Q84, like if we talk about theme wise real quick, it's definitely the darkest in story and in tone. There's definitely a lot of it's one of those things where because they have a character that's doing a lot of things that normally like wouldn't be associated with a hero type, the whole anti-hero thing. And it's that writing thing of like, well, you justify it by having them do it to the worst people possible.
Right.
It's the Punisher thing, right? Like, you just have to make the bad evil as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Anything less than that, then falls apart. But in this case, I think Murakami did a really interesting job, not justifying the actions of the protagonist, but more just showing the thought process that goes into committing certain crimes that are with a certain mentality. I think he did a really good job in those moments. But there's some moments where where currently the character's having like a huge monologue, and then they're having this inner monologue as something like it's anime level of like literally a thing happens and they're having this giant monologue. Like, wait, how long is this going? Like in real time? Like,
it's the DBZ thing of like 5 minutes can be a whole episode.
Yeah. And then the main character had an anime fight with police.
Okay.
Essentially, I would just associate 1Q84 with like a crime thriller. That's really the only way I can describe it.
Okay.
Like as a genre. I want to say real quick before ending my week that there's definitely a lot of reviews about his later books being like less in quality compared to his early stuff. I don't know if I agree with that. I would just say I think his interest changed. I think his interest in like politics or like political themes or having like a mythological.
He becomes more active.
Yeah, and also there's more focus on like characters themselves, especially in
Japanese government hates him, dude.
That's true.
Oh, is he really disliked by the government?
Yeah. I think like some bookstores won't even like put his stuff up front. Japan. I think he's big. He's one of those authors. I think he's bigger in the West.
Okay,
that's because he like criticizes and the view of the Japanese government, he goes like way further than any other author.
Right.
And talks about like imperialism and everything. So
yeah, and him going quote unquote too far is him going, hey, China are bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's him going too far.
That's as far that's all he says really. It's crazy. And it's definitely more apparent in 1Q84 and Colorless Tsutamaki, where it's definitely a focus on characters themselves. And then like maybe a chapter or two having like a mythical like spiritual like sprinkle to it. You know what I mean? Like kind of like After Dark, like it's kind of there, but it's not really the point of the book or the story.
Where it's a facet of reality, but it's not necessarily what we're here to look at. Yeah.
I get you. I don't know. I'll definitely have to think about where this kind of lies in like like my of the books, because at this point I kind of read all his novels and short stories. I would just have to. I know his nonfiction and biographies are like triple the amount of his novels. So
yeah,
no, I really liked it overall.
Pretty long, man.
Yeah,
Underground's pretty long and it's pretty fucking soul crushing. So that's a.
Well, I mean, that's actually. Well, yeah, and I definitely want to go through those after this, but
yeah,
I'm definitely gonna take a break from his work now because I'm kind of at that, because like I would probably just have to wait a bit because that was a big book. It took a long.
It was a big book. It was a big book.
The big one.
Brain feel good. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for now for me.
All right, Ian.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Oh boy, howdy! I've had about 2 weeks to just kind of go over a bunch of stuff, but I'll give you the highlights.
Awesome.
So I've been reading a bunch of books from. I know that the last few episodes I've been mentioning this independent publishing house called $2 Radio.
Okay.
They're based out of San Francisco, but I guess they focus on only authors from the state of California.
Okay.
I've just read another pair of great books by them. One I definitely want to recommend is called How to Get Into the Twin Palms. And it has, if you like books that were written by the kind of expatriate generation of the 1920s, if you like Fitzgerald and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
How to Get in the Twin Palms is weirdly a book reminds me a lot of that kind of sensibility. It just has a protagonist that seems endlessly bent on self-destruction, and you just watch them ruin their life.
Okay.
It's about a Polish girl who lives in the Russian part of Hollywood. Do you know that there's like here in Hollywood there's a neighborhood that's right next to Little Armenia that's very Russian populate.
Yeah, that's right.
And there is a real club called the Twin Palms that there's a lot of kind of gossip about the kind of men that go to that club, but she really wants to go.
No.
And so she gets in with this very shady character, basically tries to win him over just for the excuse to get to go and see what it's like inside that place.
Yeah.
So you learn a lot about what prison tattoos in Russia mean, and you learn, and I don't know, it's a weird book in that it is a very specifically Los Angelino kind of story, like
yes,
a lot of stuff. Oh, you know them, but and also because I was reading it, and so much of the book is about like the Santa Ana fires that happened here. And I was reading it, and I was like, "Oh, there's ash in my lungs right now, like in the book."
Yeah,
that's what. Yeah. So I'd recommend that book. I would say actually it's probably it's not my favorite that I've read so far from their collection. Like Roberto Lansing is a great one, and Found Audio, but I think they're consistently keeping good stuff coming out. So I recommend anyone to try out $2 Radio just to support an independent publisher.
Nice. Cool. And what's it called? It's called Twin Palm?
It's called How to Get In to the Twin Palms.
How to Get Into the Twin Palms. Okay. Gotcha.
And then I'm reading a story that's promised to me to be a horror story. It doesn't seem like it is, but it's a good book. It's called Sea Monster.
That's very scary.
It is very scary. I mean, hey, I don't want to see
the Big Blue.
I mean, the void of space, but that's really it's a question of infinities. Chloe Arias is from Mexico City, and it's a book about a young woman in Mexico City who becomes obsessed with a story about a circus escape. There was a circus act made up of 12 Ukrainian dwarves who stole a train and then ran into Oaxaca to hide. And so that's what the novel is about. And I guess it's going to get scarier later. It just seems kind of... I mean, it's interesting. I'm interested to see what's going to be happening. But so far, it's just kind of a weird plot around like circus performers in Mexico in the late 80s.
Interesting.
So I mean, I'm very interested to see where things go from there. So I'll report once I've finished it entirely. I'm about halfway through that book right now.
Gotcha.
Gosh, what else have I been going? I've been watching a bunch of horror films, so I thought I would just hit on a few of the big ones.
Okay.
I mentioned to you earlier the movie Blood Quantum.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, it's a wild time, man. It's you know what? I think that's what all the kids are going to be saying.
It looks on fleek.
It's That's yep. The Blood Quantum is set in the early 1990s on a reservation, and it's actually kind of based on something that did happen in the 80s with regards to like I guess there was like a cannery that was causing pollution that really like fucked up the fishing supply for this Native American group. And in Blood Quantum, the very first shot of the movie is fishermen on a reservation, catching salmon. They reel them in, gut the fish, and then all the fish like start flopping around, even though they've been completely gutted. And then you find out that it's the beginning of a zombie type crisis. But the twist is that there's a certain demographic of the population that is immune to the zombie virus entirely, and just them kind of navigating a weird. I mean, zombies. You know kind of the kind of story that you might be getting.
Yeah, I know
but
zombies.
It's you know your zombies.
I know.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a very interesting take on it. I mean, I think there's a lot of zombie stuff out there, and I've kind of been bored by a lot of it. Honestly, it has felt very samey for a while to me. But this is a little bit different. This isn't something I was watching. I just want to ask: did you see that they're making another Walking Dead spinoff?
Another one? Which? Oh God, what is it now?
It's called The Walking Dead Forever or something like that. It's set
Dead for realsies.
For real, this guy. The Walking Dead Return. And it's set like 20 years in the future where like there's still no cure, and so it's very strange. I just saw clips of it, and it's like all cast by like what I would describe as like Tumblr teens as the stars, like a bunch of young people with neon colored dyed hair walking among really gray backgrounds and
Walking
like
Dead World Beyond.
The World Beyond. Yeah, that's it. It's I don't know. You know what? I don't even know. I haven't seen it. I don't know, guy.
Oh, I guess like the first episodes or so are out already.
Well, maybe I'll look at it. I don't know. But what I liked about the movie was that it was just something different, and it was kind of
Quantum, right?
Blood Quantum. Yeah. I think that it kind of it's less overt than like Jordan Peele joint, but it certainly it's making points that are relevant to real life.
Okay.
It's got some of that social commentary all of our kids are talking about these days.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, I like that, and I like that like it's been a real long time since I've watched a movie that had like a Native American predominant cast. So
yeah, that's true. I can't remember the last one I watched.
That alone kind of got me perked my ears up, but the fact that the movie put together is really competent, and I know that you kind of like your late 80s gore effects, and it really like does some good practical splatter house stuff.
You know, I was literally doing before we started the podcast. I was looking up the Hellraiser scene.
Which one?
I think it's what's the character's name? Is it Ed? I think it's Ed, where he rises.
Oh, the uncle, the girl's uncle. Oh, where he like reverse melts out of the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some dope shit, man.
It's fucking rad, dude. I forgot how rad it is. Like,
really cool, man. Like, that's also where like the chains explode out the walls and like hook into him.
Hell yeah.
Right? Yeah, man.
It's fucking sick.
Good.
Anyway.
So
go check out Blood Quantum.
Go check out Blood Quantum. It deserves your attention, guys.
Gotcha.
Tell me, I don't think I talked about this one. I also got a chance to watch Nightmare on Elm Street 7.
Sick.
Did I talk
I don't
about
even
this?
know which one that is, dude. Let me.
Let
The
me tell
seventh
you.
one?
Seventh one is New Nightmare. And it's, let me tell you this right now.
Nightmare. Okay.
It's I say this without reservation.
2 hours, holy shit.
It's a great movie. It is
it?
not just a good movie, it's a great horror film.
Alright. Yeah, I don't even think I've watched this one.
Yeah, New Nightmare. Hold on. Let me tell you.
Oh, well,
let me
Wes
tell you.
Craven directed it, so like.
He wrote and directed it.
Oh, there you go. So he came
And
back for this one, right?
yeah, he came back, and it stars Heather Langenkamp, who was the final girl in the first movie.
Okay.
But Heather Langenkamp plays Hollywood actress Heather Langenkamp in the movie.
Oh.
And Wes Craven shows up in the movie as Wes Craven, and Robert Englund shows up
I
as.
have heard of this.
Yeah. And
okay, I do know this.
It's so weird also because, again, like, if anybody's annoyed that I'm circling around stuff about LA and Hollywood, too bad. This movie is like so specifically, like, because the movie happens in just weeks after the Northridge earthquake.
Ooh. Okay.
And Wes Craven implies that Freddy Krueger made that happen.
Of course he did. That motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right. Freddy Krueger made the ground shaky.
It was me.
The whole time. Ha ha. It's a really cool movie that is like very meta.
Yeah.
And I think that's when Craven was really digging into, like, this came out right before Scream. It was this and then Scream, I believe, in the order that Wes Craven made movies. So like the fact that this movie is so like all the original cast show up and play themselves is it's really trippy. It's wild. It's really interesting to watch. Especially like the guy who played her dad, like, who's in a handful of movies. There's like this really strange experience at the end of the film where the actors can't tell if they're the character or if they're acting anymore.
Huh.
Oh wow.
And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's real. It's very good. It's
cool.
very good.
That's actually really cool. All right, yeah, I might check that out.
It has a lot of visual style that is very like 1994. Just be forewarned, there's a lot of shoulder pads thereabouts. Those
shoulder pads were power suits.
They were.
They made you stronger.
Look at me. I'm projecting power right now. Look at these shoulders.
I say bring them back.
I say we make them bigger. Bigger and better. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, an excellent time, guys. Gosh, I mean, I could just talk about a handful of horror movies if you guys want, like, or we could talk about what we're gonna watch later as for Halloween. Like, I've been prepping.
Let's do that one.
Okay.
What have you been prepping?
What have I been prepping?
Yeah.
I want a mix of movies that I know are gonna slap and be great, and movies that are B movies that I can point and laugh at.
Sure, yeah.
I want a little bit of both.
Gone with the Wind.
What a pathetic excuse of a horror film. Nobody even gets stabbed in it. Can you believe?
When he shot that dude in the face in her house, that was freaking crazy.
It was metal as hell. What movie are you guys planning on watching? What are you guys got teed up?
I'm honestly not sure yet. There's movies I want to watch.
Yeah. There's
what was the one I was looking into? Is it Life Force?
I don't know.
What is that? I don't know that.
I don't know why you keep asking me. Thoughts.
Oh, I know a movie I was trying to get a hold of.
Yeah.
It's that fucking found footage alien movie.
Fourth Kind?
Yeah. No, I don't.
When they stole that footage of people having mental breakdowns and said it was aliens, that was scary.
Yeah.
What movie are you talking about? What?
I'm trying to. Is it called Alien Report?
Hold on, I'm gonna type that in right now, and I'm gonna see what comes up. Okay. First response. Oh shoot. Okay, this is an Indiegogo project, the Alien Report.
The one with Ruben Langdon?
Is
this the one with Ruben Langdon where he interviews people that said they got abducted?
Incident in Lake County.
Oh, okay.
Is that the 90s? Is that a 90s picture? Is that a 90s
98,
movie?
yeah.
I think I remember that movie.
It was like the first ever found footage, to the point where people thought it was like something they were airing.
Because I remember that movie.
It was actual home movie.
I remember Fox aired it, and that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It scared the shit out of me.
This, because I've never checked it out, and I do have a soft spot for found footage, even though most of them aren't that great. So, but I've heard this one does actually really well, and it's like the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, it had like an Orson Welles effect,
where people thought they were seeing aliens all hither and yon.
Where people were like, "Oh shit, this really happened, and we're not doing it."
Why isn't the government talking about the spacemen?
Yeah.
I do remember that movie a little bit. I think it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, I want to check it out. There was another movie that was recommended to me. Let me look up the title.
Have you seen Bad Hair yet?
No, what's that?
It's a Hulu movie. I just saw it yesterday. It's got
I think I saw a trailer for this.
It's a good movie. Let me say that first. Yeah. It's a good movie. But I'd sat down with an adult beverage before enjoying that movie, and I just felt like I was losing my mind watching this.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, it's wild.
Vanessa Williams is in it. Holy shit.
Vanessa Williams is in it. It's got Laverne Cox in it. It's got Jay Farrow is in it. And it's kind of a fictionalized account of early MTV in a way.
Okay, cool.
It's people here in LA, and they're working for an MTV type company, and essentially the main kind of there's a girl who has a lot of problems, but one that she's been told she can basically overcome is to be considered more professional. Mm-hmm. She can't have her hair natural. She needs to get weave. So her boss basically pressures her into getting a weave done, and she gets it done from a not very reputable person, and the hair starts to have very strange effects on her personality.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of all I want to tell you about it. It actually manages to have a good 20-25 minutes of just being kind of character setup and letting people just kind of live in this like 1989 world. And then here's the thing: as soon as the horror part of the movie happens, you kind of suddenly are like, "Wait, is this the same movie?" Because I feel like we were talking for a very long time about like how the media represents people and like being responsible, and now it's just like this. Now there's ladies floating. There's ladies floating around, and this is okay. But go watch it. It's worth a watch. It's a fun time. It is. I say this with all the positives I can muster. It is a B movie. It's a silly B movie, but it's a well done silly B movie.
All right, I found the other one I want to check out.
Yes.
This one was just based on recommendation. I know like nothing about it. It's called the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Dude, that one's gonna. You might want to have something to watch after that.
Oh,
if you're gonna you're gonna like it. It's gonna be fun. I would recommend
like a palate cleanser.
Have like an episode of The Office teed up afterwards or something.
something mundane and like kind
just
of funny.
Because yeah, man, it's a great movie. I love Poughkeepsie tapes.
Yeah,
it's fucking relentless. It is just like nihilism on film. Yeah, it's good.
Minutes, okay. Yeah. That one. So those two are the ones I've been trying to get a hold of. So I'm gonna try to find those somewhere. I think that's it for right now, just because like time is is of the essence. But
we're coming to that moment.
Yeah, but that's well, Nick. Any ones you wanna like? Any horror stuff you want to check out?
I mean, it's okay. I'm trying to find the exact name of it, but there was a one Japanese horror movie I wanted to check out. Like in Japanese, it's called it means curse, but it's the one with the mask.
Okay. The one with a mask?
Yeah, it's the one where the found footage where collection of former like Inu tribe members like through I gotta
let me also recommend to people, because me and my roommate watched this a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Had a great time. If you guys can go out and watch The Ship of Monsters. It's a Mexican horror comedy musical, and from 1961. And boy, it's got two Mrs. Mexico 1959 and Mrs. Mexico 1960.
Wow, these costumes are wild.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's
I'm definitely interested.
It's a silly black and white movie, but I had a good time. I thought you guys might like that one. It's a fun one. It's free on YouTube, I think, right now.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, I'll look into it. What about Monster Truck?
Monster Truck, the movie about a living truck that has a monster in it?
What, like Maximum Overdrive or?
Oh no, like a squid. It's like a squid beast.
Yeah, it's like a sharktopus or something.
Such a fucking. It's like that's the movie that was made up by a 5-year-old, I think, right?
Well, it was something like that. I kind of really want to watch it.
Oh,
I've always seen it, and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to watch that.
Yeah. Noroi, the Curse is the movie I was trying to find.
Curse?
Yeah, The Curse. I mean, I just heard really good things about it, but it's from like 2005. I mean, you can kind of argue it's a found footage, given it's mostly like tapes. But yeah, definitely that one I want to check out.
Monster Trucks.
Monster Trucks.
That was scary. That scene.
Oh damn! Look at this poster.
Where, yeah, that scene where she shoots the guy and Gone with the Wind. That's pretty scary. When he falls off that horse, pretty scary.
Citizen Kane. What was he talking about?
It was a sled, man. Oh, finally. Jesus, thank you, Chris.
If you find a place where the Curse is streaming, could you just shoot me a text? Let me know. That sounds pretty interesting.
I can give you the trailer that sold me because it looked fucking nuts.
Sounds good.
Cool. I think someone might just upload on YouTube, but I gotta look on that.
All right. We got less than 10 minutes, so quick spooky questions.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Ian, go.
Spooky question. Okay, would you rather be in a character stuck in an Edgar Allan Poe story or a Lovecraft short story?
Edgar Allan Poe, because since I am slightly darker than Off-White, I would be murdered in an H.P. Lovecraft flick.
It's true.
So
it's true.
Poe, I have a chance. It's not a good chance, but like I have a chance.
Right. What about you, man?
I think I would do really well in any horror that involves existentialism or if anything like that, because I don't know.
Not
I just
with that
struggle.
skin.
Oh, so it's all racial. Okay.
It's Lovecraft, man.
Any Lovecraft? Well, in that case, like I'll die in
Lovecraft
any
or
of them.
Poe? Which one?
It's just where you want to die. Do I want to die on the mountain, in the water, in space? You know, there's a lot of segregation in the galaxy. You know.
At least Poe would be mostly in my head.
Poe would just be in your head, and you'll be alone. I don't know.
Yeah.
At best, I mean, do I want to die in a well, like pendulum?
I think cascade of Amontillado.
Because we can all just chalk it up to, you know, it was a different time, therefore we're just gonna die.
I don't know, man. You should look into.
I should reread all his works. Yeah, I'll do that.
I think the question is like, so I would have picked Poe, and the reason why is more than likely I'm just going to be attacked by a deranged man.
Yeah, like a dude.
It's just a sick man.
Yeah.
Whereas with Lovecraft, it's going to be something my mind cannot conceive of existing.
Yeah.
Which is harder to punch.
It is. It really is.
It really is. I mean, like, yeah, with a Poe story, maybe I'll just like get shoved down a hole or something.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily definitely done for. Like, but Lovecraft, I think, like at the end of it, it's like, oh, you read the wrong book, and now the world is ending.
and now the world is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna watch this right.
Do I have? I don't have a spooky question, but I have a spooky fact. So we can end on that. But unless Nick, you have a spooky question.
Spooky question.
Yeah. Here's a spooky question. If you had a remote switch that can turn that part of your brain that's part of your brain that's subconscious part where you can just turn it on and off.
Okay.
Would you have that remote? And just a big button that clicks on and off.
Can I destroy the remote?
No.
Then I'll have it just so no one else can have it.
Yeah.
I mean,
but if they find it.
Wait, in your version, someone's like, "Oh, do you want this remote? It controls your subconscious." No. Well, then I'm giving it to him.
Yeah. I assume it's one of those things that'll just exist in the world somewhere, you know?
Well, in my truth, it's. I mean, that part's pretty scary, right? You know, that you can just have a part of your brain that just.
So
turns
why
on
let
and
someone
off.
else do it?
Oh, would it be better if it's like there's a switch out there, but it's somewhere out there in the world, but it's out there?
That would be horrifying.
Yeah, that would terrify me every day. I don't think
that's a good one.
I don't know how I would be able to live like a normal life.
Because at any point someone could just pick it up on the street and just press the button.
Yeah.
Like that. It's not quite like, but similar to, there's that Richard Matheson's short story called The Button.
The Button,
yeah. The couple is like, we'll give you $1 million if you press this button.
Yeah.
But someone you don't know is going to die.
Is going to die.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, the other horror movie I wanted to watch with Chris was I talked about it at length sometimes, but I think Dark Skin, I think it's called, with Scarlett Johansson.
Under the Skin, where she's in space.
Okay.
No spoiler, man. Why you gotta spoil? And forget it.
Oh, wait, hey! There's a lot more. There's a lot.
There is, but the big thing is that she's an alien. Never mind.
Well.
Never mind. You know what?
I'll be real with you, dude. If you look up this movie and just read the Google thing, in the right, it spoils the movie.
Well,
if they don't tell me that's what the movie's about.
Okay. You know what? Yeah. Okay. So beyond that,
so I was fucked to begin with.
Yeah. Okay. So
three minutes. Let's go.
Never
What's
mind.
your
No, forget
go,
it.
Nick, go.
You know what's scary about it? You know what? Being a person scary. How about that? Huh? Being a
I always
person with
joked.
your fleshy
I was telling
bodies.
Nick, like, if I had a Halloween maze, right? It would just be me putting a person in the room, and you have to file your taxes. But every time you file your taxes, it's a different amount that you're being audited.
God, Jesus Christ!
Isn't that terrifying?
That is truly troubling.
Because one, it implies you're making a mistake every time, but two, it gives you a glimmer of hope that, oh, I'm making a mistake, but maybe there's a way that I can fix it, so I'm not being audited.
Jesus. Okay.
But the trick of the room is you'll always be audited.
Will always be. There's no leaving the room.
Yes.
What room?
I don't know. A room.
It's
a haunted maze. Like I can make fucking
That's scary.
rooms.
Well, wait. Each room's just a different
It's a different auditor.
Different
accountant. And they have like their own vibe, and like you got to figure them out.
Yeah, but then like we play footage. If you have children, we play footage of your kids in the future. They're gonna lose out on. Because you're gonna lose a bunch of money.
Let me tweak this just a little bit.
Okay.
What if you just like a whole office building filled with accountants, and you made people go do their taxes there? And you called it the accountant office. No, it's a spooky place.
Spooky land.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just embezzle. Like it's less scary to commit a crime than
spooky.
Go through that.
Very spooky. All right.
Name is David.
Go ahead. Go.
It was just a riff. Never. What's your spooky fact?
That's scary.
Fact.
Okay, to close the podcast. Spooky fact. Every year I talk about Ghost Dog featuring Forrest Whitaker. Well, guess what? You ready for the revelation? I've never seen Ghost Dog.
I thought that was a joke.
You've seen Ghost Dog?
Nah, yeah, I've never watched it, never sat down. I just know it is a samurai movie directed by the RZA.
It's all right.
Featuring Forrest Whitaker as a ghost.
I really thought I knew you, guy. Like, wow.
So here's how much I didn't watch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the next upcoming releases for Criterion is Ghost Dog.
That's not possible.
So my question is this movie I've been making fun of actually good?
Impossible.
Only one way to find out.
I'm gonna have to buy the Criterion version.
Criterion puts The Room into the Criterion collection. I will fucking eat my hat and die.
Ghost Dog the Way of the Samurai, 1999, coming to Criterion.
Oh, fucking I waited so long.
Well,
I think that was a good Halloween revelation.
I'm shaken to my fucking core. I don't know what's going on.
It's gonna
oh my god! Oh, no. That's please be edited. Please be edited by someone. Oh no! Oh my god!
All right, happy Halloween, everybody!
Halloween, guys!
Yeah.
Oh man! Have a lot of fun. Okay.
Yeah. Stay safe out there. Have a good time. Hey, if you need a horror movie to watch, we gave a bunch.
Like Ghost Dog. Is that the actual cover?
That's what I'm saying. That's clearly been edited in some teenager's room on Word doc, like Forrest Whitaker in a hoodie, and then a moody bird shot, and then I'll just draw here.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It looks like one of those motivational posters, the pamphlets, where it's like, "So you made a mistake."
You want to learn the way of a samurai? Learn Ghost Dog.
It just says, "Hang in there, baby."
When you take Dayquil and NyQuil at the same time.
Oh my god!
No, I think this is before he had the stroke, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, his eyes are facing the same way.
Yeah. A one-of-a-kind tragic hero. Perfect.
What?
Best way to put it.
Yeah. Happy Halloween.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.